See how long it's gonna take YouTube to drop these notifications on everybody. Hope everybody having a good night. Hope I ain't catch everybody too late. Gonna talk though. Oh, what's up? What's up, AJ? Miss Coco? What's up? What's up? AZ Howling. We on here again one more time. We finna do a little more public service for the trucking community if possible. Uh, Asking if y'all can hear me pretty good and throw me a one in the comments, and we're gonna get a little bit of a good topic going tonight. It just kind of hit me. I'm in Ball Ground, aka Ball Greasy, Georgia. Ball Greasy. What I tell you. All right, what I'm gonna talk about tonight, and I'm gonna need y'all to help me and just let me know that y'all understand what we getting around to on this, and basically how this mistaught, very much a product of people, and I wouldn't say purposely misleading the public, but you got a lot of gurus and people that are into trucking that do this on certain levels that, you know, misconstrue terms. And that's why I say I can't say it's on purpose, but I can't say it's by accident because it's kind of by design. Because most of the people that kind of misconstrue the terminology use the fact that they misconstrue it in order to use sales tactics and different things like that to convince you to buy stuff from them and do certain stuff with them. But anyway, that's not what the video is about. The video is about starting a trucking company and knowing your role and where you fit in. Basically I say three main categories of people that get into trucking. And when I say get into trucking, there's a lot of ways to get in trucking. You could be the guy that changes tires on trucks every day. You're kind of in trucking because without you, we can't go down the road. So we're not saying the generalization of trucking as a whole. We're going to say trucking as it pertains to having a trucking company that has a physical truck, trailer, or being a part of a business venture that has a trucking company that is asset based and has actual physical equipment, such as what I'm in right now. So, this is going to pertain to the average person that's going to come out and start either a high shot or a full fledged trucking company with big rigs and pull your products of choice. I like open deck. Other people like other stuff, but that's not the point. The two terms that I often feel like have been misconstrued the most. Hey, what's up, Denitra? How you doing? Love you, darling. What have been misconstrued the most, especially in the last 2 to 3 years, because of the rate of change, which was actually very rapid in the market when it swayed one way, another way, back and forth, back and forth. And a whole lot of people that really didn't know anything about trucking at all came to the forefront. And because money was very plentiful, negotiation skills were just about needless in most cases, and you could make 2 to 3 times the amount of money that you actually needed to really operate, pay everything, pay everybody, put something up for a rainy day. At a certain point in time, people were out here me included, making 2 and 3 times the amount of money that it took to survive and make things actually work the way they're supposed to work. So, what am I saying? I'm saying is it's hard to tell what it's hard to tell when people are being honest, truthful, forthcoming, or when they taking you down a rabbit hole of lies and deceit, because at that time money was so plentiful that people that were misinforming people and getting people to actually jump into this trucking game at the time, I can't say they were lying because the money was there. They probably did think they were really, really good at their job. And the crazy thing about it is the same thing that's going on then is going on now. And that always goes on in trucking at all time. You know, the brokers are moving freight through the carriers and they are capitalizing without having trucks, which is the way they do it. But no one was complaining when them people really got super stupid, dumb rich, while most people were not negotiating rates. See, I was one of them people that told y'all to stay on the grind all the time, and I always try and knock their head off. And we had owner operators in the fleet, in this fleet, that learned to actually do that quite well over the course of the last few years. And in and out different people, they learn to do it quite well. I'm talking about in the midst of people being satisfied and overjoyed with 5.50 and $6 a mile, we were consistently getting $8, $9. It was one load that was run consistently. This was not an Easter egg. There was some consistent shit that was going on for a whole project. It was 70 something dollars, if not 80 something dollars a mile, and you could run as many of them as you wanted to that day, and it was only from one side of a field to the other side of the field. And it was so serious that I had negotiated that the guy would pay my truck $500 to deadhead to the job site, which was about 100 something miles, work for what, $1,500 a day, creeping them little, and this shit weigh like 11,000 pounds, creeping around out there on their yard out there. 1,500 a day, 500 a deadhead out there, $1,500 a day to stay out there as many days as they need it, and then 500 more dollars just to go home. Meanwhile, it was people out there actually quitting that job, that was running there for about $900 a day, wasn't getting no money to come out there or nothing. But even though it was very slow and very short and easy to do, you know what I'm saying? Yep, Carter Carter at the windmill. You remember Carter? Y'all been here. Y'all know what it was. Devon was running the living shit out the windmills out there for like 70, $80 a mile. It was ridiculous. It was stupid. And like I said, that called being on the ground all the time, which allowed me to actually be here right now. Devon, them kicking it, doing their thing. All that stuff worked out for the good. But what you gotta understand in that process was a lot of people were still making way, way, way more money than what they needed to survive without doing any negotiations. So they just felt like they had a really, really good business model going on, and they had a really, really good business. When in actuality, they had absolutely no idea what they had on their hands. Most of them had too many bills. Most of them bought stuff just out of, hey, we're going to go ahead and just grab it because I see an opportunity. So this leads us into the video with the terminology and how it can be misconstrued and how it can be of a complete detriment to your business if you don't know your role and learn to do your job according to that role. And this has nothing to do about driving a truck. This ain't got nothing to do about really strapping the load. This video is about the mindset and knowing, because what they say, knowing is half the battle. Well, knowing is half the battle, because there are certain things you can expect, certain stuff you learn not to expect when you actually know some things about your role. And A lot of stuff don't ruffle your feathers as much when you really understand what goes with that role. So we're gonna go three different things that people often misconstrue. Being an investor, Carter, them 10,000 hours, we done did them a bunch of times. Investor, investments, being an investor in trucking. A lot of people, you know, a lot of people push the whole, give me X number of your dollars and I'll run everything and you could just sit back and collect a check, look at my fleet, how big it is, send me X number of dollars, I get a truck. Remember how people used to sell a star back in the day? You can get a star with your name on it like a damn fool for about $1,000. They'll sell you a star in the heavens and name it after you, and you send them some money. Basically, what a lot of folk were doing with these fleets out here, man. Hey, man, and they were playing Ponzi scheme because they might have 10 trucks. True enough, they were running good contracts. It was enough to pay everybody off. But in actuality, with all the people money they took over and 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 over, and they kept buying shit instead of trucks and balling out of control because they saw no stopping, no end to this $5, $6 a mile in their little dry vans and on their flatbeds and on their in their reefers and stuff. So they didn't see no end to that, to the point where they thought they could play that game with people forever. And then fuel went up and prices went down, and it really would take 40 trucks to produce the amount of revenue that people had got used to seeing. It would take 40 trucks, and you took enough money from people to have 40 trucks. But do you have 40 trucks? You got a big old house. You got a nice set of car. You run some leases out the ass. You probably boated up on a couple of clowns, bought a boat and a motorcycle and shit. But most of them people ain't got the amount of trust that they supposed to have, taking that money from people. So you got an investor. Well, some people like, hey, I'm doing it with family. It's my thing. It's me and my cousin. He just gonna do everything. I'm gonna front the money. Blase, blase. Okay. Well, as an investor, you must always understand that there's a significant risk for loss. As an investor, you must also understand, depending on your mode of investing, whether you be uh, um, well, yeah, it really ain't but one way to be an investor. And this is why I say this gets construed. I was about to say, there really only a couple ways to be an investor, but there really is only one way to really be an investor, and that's silent. That's hand the money to somebody that then gave you an understanding about something. Walk away. Put that shit in the back of your mind like it never happened. Hope for your check and wait on it to come. That's an investor. Can anybody agree with that in the comment of a good example of an investor? That's like on your Cash App account or your Robinhood or your stash, whatever, like whatever, and you go in there and buy that stock. You don't go to the factory that you bought. I bought some stock in Apple. I ain't went and screwed one iPhone together yet. I bought some stock at Coca-Cola. I drink a lot of them, but they ain't contributing to that because what I put in and what I'm drinking taken from the dividend. So I really do it in reverse. I ain't helping the problem. But at the same time, you see what I'm saying? Can you get the analogy about the investor? Like you ain't never clicked this shit on your phone, invested in a company, and went and worked and made it better. That's not an investor. Investor, somebody hand you their money. Say, man, I hope guys, you know what you're talking about. This ain't my last money though, but I don't want to lose it, but it sounds like a good ass idea. They paying X number of dollars. Yeah, I know, man. You told me this shit could flip at any time and go in reverse, but it going real good. So yeah, here go 50. And you just give me such whatever your agreement is, and you hold for the bet. That's an investor in trucking right there. Okay, so Jonathan, what you talking about? Something getting misconstrued? Then I invested in my company. I started a trucking company. I invested 50 in myself. I came out there and grind. I'm working. Well, we're gonna say you're not an investor. And people be like, well, I made an investment in myself, in my future, in my livelihood by by investing. See, if the word get used like investing this money in myself and in my future and in my business, and the investment gonna pay off in the long run if I work hard. But what we just said, an investment is one of them things where it's a set it and forget it type thing. It might make money, it might not. And biggest part I can say about that, that's not a critical uh those funds aren't critical to sustaining and surviving. And for most people that start a trucking company, the investment that has to be made money wise over the course of that first year or two is not gonna warrant a person being able to do it all by themselves. So more than likely you're gonna incur some debt. And it's debt like a leaky faucet that can't be turned off at a whim. So to say that you're gonna be investing in yourself is a gross understatement. That's a gross understatement. You are a full-fledged entrepreneur because you're able to do something that an investor cannot do. And that's what I'm doing right here in this truck. It's called affecting a change. Get what? If them folks I invested in over there at Raytheon, hint, hint, y'all might want to buy y'all some of that defense shit over there at Raytheon, decide that even though they got their blank check contract with the government, they don't want to build no more shit for defense. Ain't nothing Jonathan Butler could do. Cause I ain't got no clearance. I can't even get past the front gate to go in there and say, hey man, hell no, man. I invested X number of dollars in this shit. No, no. Y'all say y'all motherfucker gonna build some missiles and y'all gonna build some guidance systems and y'all gonna build some new kind of shit to track certain kind of activities and satellite stuff, man. Y'all can't pull out on me now. I invested 25,000, man. Stock gonna go down. I can't go in there and do that. But if I say, hey man, in my mind, hey self, this shit is going down the toilet. I gotta go do something about it. And the faster I do something about it, the quicker I can make a change that's gonna drastically and imminently affect my income directly. Like not a dividend, not a percentage, but the gross. So I said all that to say is investments, it is serious. I want to word it right. But investments are for people that have an opportunity to take a risk that is calculated but completely out of their control when it comes to the result. And that's not what a person that opens a trucking company should be doing. Open a trucking company should be a very calculated, well thought out venture. That's why I said it's not an investment. This is an adventure. I say this a lot. Not an investment when you do making it. It's a venture, and you strive to make the venture a success through direct involvement. Now, it's another area of investing that is neither real investment nor is it entrepreneurship. It's called being an opportunist. And some of the richest people in the world were good investors that at certain points in their livelihood played the role of the opportunist because they just saw it, the money was there, the bank would let them do it, it really didn't matter, let's buy this. Case in point, That Buffett dude, you know what I mean? BNSF, he bought a train company, a rail company outright. Wait a minute, how much money you gotta have to buy the railroad for? And that junk go from east to west, north to south. BNSF, you buy that coast to coast outright, just because it wasn't doing the best. And you know that it's an entity that is ingrained in the infrastructure of American economy to the point where that's a solid investment, even if no more trains move, because before the government lets no more trains move, they'll just give you a huge piece pile of money to keep doing what you've been doing for the last however many years you've been doing it anyway. Sort of like farming. See, we ain't like that. Trucking need to be like that, but we ain't like that. You know what I'm saying? Like all the truckers can say they gonna stop rolling, and then all the mega carriers will keep rolling. All the mega carriers will say they gonna stop rolling, and all the mom and pop like me gonna pick up the slack and make them $10 a mile. When you dealing with the railroad, it's a little more of a slight monopoly than the highway. Cause rail infrastructure was built by the people that own it. We don't own the highway. They actually own that rail, that real estate that the rail land on. So if they say they ain't moving, who's to tell them they gonna move? Only way you can move people like that is with a mountain of money. So with that being said, I said all that to say is that opportunity presented itself, and it was a strong investment. But a lot of people were opportunistic in the trucking game without that backing. Like I said, the government ain't gonna let those type of entities fail. The automotive industry, they employ too many people. Year before last year when I told you buy all that American Airlines stock while it's $11, $10, $8, buy all that shit, cause they ain't gonna let them folk go out of business. Them ain't the type that ain't the type of infrastructure you can lose in America where the mail runs through this same airport. The people run through this airport. Packaging services, parcel service, DHL worldwide, FedEx, UPS, and the airplane, all this stuff running out of this same hub, and you think these people gonna let 110,000 people go without work and mess up the complete economy of America? No, the government's gonna write another bullshit bogus check and send it over there and let them folk keep doing business. Well, we don't have that back, and so opportunities in this type of industry oftentimes fail. Do not do shit on a whim. Listen to me. Whatever you do, it need to be calculated, well thought out, and researched. Because trucking money is like no other money that I've seen in a while besides in the street. They tell me, I mean, I'm saying like this. You go to a job every day and make six figures. You can make a okay, I'm gonna give you an example. You can make $120,000 a year at work. And you got bragging right to tell your friends, I make six figures. Get everybody with me. I make six figures. I make $100,000 at work. Think about this. Out of your $100,000 that you make at work, they probably gonna take $20,000 or $30,000 in taxes. So that's $70,000. Then you come home and pay for your lifestyle because you've been telling your friend that you make six figures. You make $100,000 a year, so ain't no way you stay in no single wide trailer house with the tires on the top and the muddy front yard with no driveway. Ain't no way you living like that. So get what? Your lifestyle probably costs about $40,000 a year, and you got 70, so that 30 left over, and you had to eat, and you had to do clothes and all of those good stuff right there. You probably saved 10 grand at the end of the year, but you got your whole lifestyle situated and everything, and your going to work seemingly wasn't in vain because they put up a 401k for you and they saved up out of your 100 grand. They probably put up $20,000 that year for you on your behalf. So you feel pretty good, which you should. That's an accomplishment, a la the American dream or whatever this shit they be trying to push. But then you think about how trucking money go, and you know what I'm saying? I know I ain't just super typical, but I ain't doing nothing out of the ordinary. That's the coolest shit I can say about everything is I might I might not be typical of what some people say, but I go to work every day, man. I come out here and drive my hour, man. I can show you my clock. This motherfucker full. I mean, I sat for a little while today because some shit was going on, but from by 9:30 to 8:30, I had work. You know what I'm saying? It was up before that, checking the truck, making sure everything right, pre-trip, all that old good stuff. Breakfast with the wife and all that old good stuff right there in the morning time. And I go to work for real. I'm gonna put y'all up on just a little bit of the week. I mean, I left Mississippi, dropped off in St. Rose, Louisiana by New Orleans, dropped down in Houston with another load, came out of Houston with another load, headed over there to Chipley, Florida, dropped off in Chipley, went to Mariana, picked up this big ass forklift in Mariana. Here I am in Ball Green, Georgia. And it's Wednesday evening when all this stuff got done. I've been sitting here for quite a while. And like I say, from dropping in St. Rose to Houston dropping to Florida dropping, and I'm sitting here at the drop, sitting here at the drop. I'm in the industrial park. I'm you can't see it, but I'm at the drop. The gate right there. I'm talking about the gate is literally right there. That's four of them that got dropped in 3 days. Well, one to pick up, they're gonna run by 5 hours tomorrow. I might could get it out tomorrow. So that five by mid to afternoon Thursday, pick up one. And I don't know if I'm gonna pick up one that's gonna go long and I'm gonna hold it over the weekend and come out with it, or I'm gonna pick up some just because I can Friday morning and run it real short over there. I don't know. I don't know, cause I don't come out and really playing this stuff. Like I said, I don't really play no week. I know where stuff is. I know where to land, and I know where to pick it up at. I know who got it. I remember all this stuff like it ain't shit. And I do the math, and I remember what the last time I did it for, where I was, how much it weighed, what they lied about, what the misunderstanding was, and all that. And get what? The investor ain't got a clue. An opportunistic person ain't got a clue. They just heard I made such and such, and it Wednesday evening, Thursday morning, and I'm already over $6,800. So you know what I'm saying? It one of them things that a lot of folks ain't gonna never understand. It ain't for them to understand because they looking for an opportunity to just pounce on some, grab their money, pull out, and then you hear people like right now, they mentality shook because you find out they was an opportunistic person throughout all this. They weren't never looking at the possibility of a $4,500 big rig note every month really hurting them. Or a $2,200 a month, $3,500 a month enterprise payment because the miles you're running and at fucking 85 cents a mile out here on a high side, $1.25 on a high side, $2 is possible on a high side, and in the process of paying enterprise a fee of over almost 30 cents a mile. This shit crazy. It's ridiculous, it's retarded, and it's redundant. And that ain't even what we talking about. But that's a prime example of people just going with the visions of grandeur that have been put forward by people that have little to no trucking acumen and don't understand that this game is so cold. It's so nasty, and it take your money so fast, up, down, 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 so fast and so drastically that a lot of people, when they were so far ahead and so far up, they couldn't see the bottom at all. They see it clearly now, but they couldn't see the bottom at all simply because the fact was an opportunistic person never looks at the downside, never looks at the possibilities. My brother said the labor night is live. What's up, Doc? Taylor and Son. Rat Race. Trucking out the mud, no doubt. King TT. Carter. Yes, sir. AJT. 10,000 now. Yep, the windmill. Well, so I really want everybody to, especially if you're doing it already and your mind is already locked in, like this is gonna pay off. Like people will actually think that it's really an investment to the point where they'll be like, well, if I invest $200,000 in trucking, get all the stuff and the equipment, the best of everything, my 200,000 should bring back at least 800,000 until you realize that F-350 had that CP4 on it, blew up, cost you a motor and cost you 2-3 months worth of revenue, and you started renting a truck and got caught in that cycle, and by the time the other truck came out, you were still under contract to rent the other truck, and it became a real thing. Like trucking is nasty, y'all. I ain't saying it to be down about nothing because I feel good about trucking. I just want you to know this shit nasty. You gotta know how you fit. You gotta know what you signed up for. If you okay, you want to be an investor, you want to be the money person, and you want somebody else to concentrate on the trucking part. All I know is the people that you let concentrate over here on the trucking part, while you put your money over there, they need to know exactly what the fuck they doing. For real. And see, that's what the problem is. A whole lot of people that business minded that think of this as like a store that you just put money in, stuff sells, you turn a profit, you pull the profit out, good business. They just didn't know. Get what? To support this hungry ass caterpillar truck, get what I gotta do sometime. I gotta eat motherfucking noodles sometime. I ain't got to, but I do sometimes. To keep this hungry ass caterpillar running out here all night long. And I ain't talking about no diesel. I'm talking about all them that sick pack of injectors up in there. Them wire harness that nice on that motor. That CPU on that motor that nice and control all that shit. All them sensors, all them wires, all this exhaust, all the oil leak, whatever the truck got. You got to keep all this stuff together. And don't nobody want to talk about eating no noodles when you come down to this shit that costs 100, $200,000. Because I put in 100, $200,000. That's an opportunist mind that'll forever let you hear them cry right now. They crying. Man, they ooh we AJT. That was a bad quote. I can't put my finger on who said that, but somebody did say that. Well, everybody want to be skybox action, riverside relaxing. Everybody want to be in the ball man seat in the skybox looking down. You know I'm an investor. I got them trucks out there. You know I sit that money out there, get mine, get your motherfucking ass in the game. You want to be in the skybox? You better get down there on that court and get to running. That's what you need to do. Get to running. Hey, AJ, that yeah, I said that a while ago, and it gonna still hold true to the end, man. You gotta get your head in the game. That was that 15 pallets I was telling y'all about. If you get a chance, check out that video. It's called 15 pallets. Yeah, it's a real short video too that got cut up off of a longer video, and the reason why I ain't gonna do what everybody else doing. hmm You don't never come up on him and hear me say nothing else nobody else saying. Ain't nobody else. Get what? Ain't nobody been talking like this. Ain't nothing but a few people that you know they really got some sense out here with these trucks. To be honest with you, most people just regurgitating other folks' shit. Cause most of these folks ain't got no history to really expound up on that. Cause they ain't been through nothing. I mean, it ain't, and get what? It ain't nothing to glorify because this company has went through hell to be where he is right now. And get what? I'm proud to say that. Get what? It's a whole lot more shit coming in the future that gonna be good. It's a whole lot more shit coming in the future that gonna be bad. And I'm ready to see all of it hands on because this was not an investment. This was a venture. I'm an entrepreneur, but get what? My hands on this. I'm pulling these 13 gears up the mountain with the huge forklift on the back of here. You know what I'm saying? Because I know that I can affect a physical, meaningful change in the business that an investor can't do. So, you know what I'm saying? I don't want you to feel like this is an investment because the significance of the risk for loss of an investment is pretty high. The significance of the risk of loss when it's a venture and an entrepreneurship type of deal is also high, but it's not equally as high. When you can actually educate yourself on the job, as I like to say, because the work gonna tell off on everybody. When you can educate yourself on your field of study in the occupation that you're gonna be doing, the field of business that you're gonna be starting, one of the biggest things you got to do is vet the people that's educating you. The only reason Harvard is Harvard is because that shit's vetted, you know, because like the people that have graduated there in the field of law have won big cases because of the strategies that were taught to them and the connections that were made at said university. That's why that shit is what it is. The reason why a whole lot of people gave a lot of people 15, 20, $30,000, $10,000, $5,000 to learn shit that at this point in time right now they really need their money back. It because most of the people that were selling these courses were not vetted by anybody but themselves and marketing. This is one thing I gotta push to the ceiling if I can. Um, I want y'all to understand, especially if you were born in the 70s, 80s, 90s, even the 60s. And I say the late 90s, early 2000 too, because some of them folk, they 20, they 19, 20, 21, 18, they got some sense too. Cause there's some old fools out here too, just straight up fools. But if you were born 60, 70, 80, 90, and some of you people that were fortunate enough to have some good people in your life that were born in the early 2000s, you know one thing: we living in the fucking twilight zone. No longer is truth truth. Listen to me good, because if truth was truth, how many of y'all know that I wouldn't be shadow banned? By no means. The algorithm would be fucking with me way better than it'd be fucking with me if truth was truth. Truth is the effect of marketing now. Whatever people can convince you to believe is now the truth. And it's crazy. And I don't subscribe to that shit at all. But that's where we are. That's where we are. We're at a point where, hey, if somebody says that they're the best at something and they could convince enough people to believe it, especially if it involves a monthly membership fee, after about 2 months, and let's do the math. I want to give y'all. I just want to show y'all where I'm at. Just this, and this is real. This is not to oust anybody or nothing. This is real. This is math. This is a thing. Like cursive writing is a thing. This is math. I'm just ain't nobody talking about nobody nothing, but this math. Okay. Everybody whip out your calculator for me. If your favorite guru says, hey, I got this course, I upload material, totally worth it. Everybody else is charging whatever they charging. I ain't gonna hit you for no absorbent amount of money. They gonna hit you with the game. Be like, You could just become a member, and we're gonna have a monthly discussion, monthly talks, monthly coaching, and you know, it didn't say one-on-one. It just said monthly. Basically you get a PDF and get to watch it basically every month, and it's gonna probably be some nuggets in there. You know, my boy say ain't called TV no more. It called reality TV, and that shit is far from reality. But okay, they tell you that. So okay, and they tell you that after about, let's just say, let's do 1 month, and let's just say that they're very, very popular, and let's just say they got 100,000 followers or 100,000 subscribers. Okay, and they get 10% of those people to buy into that, which is, yeah, that's pretty mediocre, but you'd be surprised if you got a lot of subscribers. 10% of that following is a lot of people. So let's just say 10% of the subscribers bought into that shit and said, "Hey man, I'm gonna sign up for this monthly, newsletter thing. It's only $50, and he's dropping game and all that good stuff like that." Cool. That's a choice that people make. I ain't saying nothing good. I ain't saying nothing bad. It's a choice people choose to make. So you subscribe to that and you click that, and every month you see a withdrawal out of your bank account for $50. And let's just say 10,000 people did that. Can anybody put in 50 times 10,000 and put it in the comments? 50 times 10,000. Y'all know my math good. I just want y'all to do it. 50 times 10,000. Who got drive a truck? Who got, hold on, wait a minute. Who got drive a truck? That's why I said a clown need to jump off a building. Who need to drive a truck? That's why I told the clown to stick to what he do. Who need to drive a truck? This shit right here will bankrupt a motherfucker that playing with it. Can you see? Listen to me. Can you understand that that type of money get sucked up by one of these? You get you by 15, 16 high shots and get a whole lot of folk to believe what you saying. And you underperforming and can't perform, don't know job and doing all this, da, 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 da. Your investor gonna be ready to kill you, but get what they can't do? Nothing, because it's significant risk for loss. But get what? It just seemed like folks ought to be better at this shit than that. You know what I'm saying? But think about that. Next time you feel like you want to do something, you know what I'm saying, speak up on certain people that may be in the industry about how much they do and know by the way marketing looks and the way they make stuff look and everything. You know what I'm saying? Hey, you gotta understand, the really people you gonna see, they barely get to put together real production. Like folk that really chasing the check in the truck versus people that chasing the check the other way, it gets a little more difficult. But for me to start a trucking company for 5 or 6 months, have real good turnout of revenue, drop one of them things in there, get 10,000 you boy to click on that thing right there. Get what? I'm gonna go to the auction and buy a new truck every 3 to 4 months just to make content. When you really come to my real life, you're gonna realize it might be some people in them trucks sometime. It might not be some people in them trucks sometime, but trucking ain't really what I'm doing. So you gotta understand what you be seeing when you see it sometime. A lot of this stuff is a result of mass marketing and really good mass marketing. It generates revenue where there really was no revenue. A lot of people you see they got super duper big, and I ain't calling nobody name. And this ain't got nothing to do with Hotshot. It's just personalities and people that came up on like Instagram and social media in general. It's an effect that having people locked in on monthly commitments and things like that that generates revenue as you should. But I just say, please know what you're talking about, and please have more than a year to experience when you do this type of stuff. And as people that are investing the type of money that it takes to start this type of stuff, and you to see people out here that have that type of following, I'm talking about really actually have that type of following, and have people doing weird shit. You know what I'm saying? With they social media, have people making weird commitments and doing weird stuff and supporting their life and doing all type of shit, man. While in the meantime they trying to sell you something on how to be better at trucking when they ain't good at trucking. They good at getting money from people. They ain't good at trucking. They just good at sucking money out of people. And the crazy thing about it is, with things the way they are right now, it's a whole lot of people wish they knew where a whole lot of them people live there, so they go even ask for their money back. Cause a lot of people ain't get shit out the deal. I got a 6 hour PDF that's a video. I really want to post it, but I don't want to get no copyright claim from a so-called guru about 2, 3 years ago that somebody bought for $1,250, and it was a 6 hour piece of shit where he basically was selling his company to these people, basically selling the idea of putting money into his company to these people, telling them how good it would be to let him take over and do all that type of stuff, teach them, show them. They basically work for free and they could possibly get a check one day. And it was crazy. It was bad. And like some of the same people that bought that course needed that money for insurance in the next 2 to 3 months, and I'm talking about they ain't have it. They really didn't, and it was tragic. It was sad. It was disappointing, and it just was a straight up con job. It really was. Cause like for what was put in that PDF, I was so goddamn mad. Cause the person just gave it to me. Now they let you know how disgusted they were with the actions and what they product they received. That a person paid for a 6 hour PDF about a certain topic dealing with trucking and high shotting from somebody that's supposed to be all right, okay. I should have sound. I got sound. I got sound. One in the comment if I got sound. One in the comment. Sound. All right, okay. I just got a call from one of the people that did the shadow system with me a few weeks ago, and they truck broke down. I told y'all this shit nasty. You can put your last 100,000 in this shit. You ain't guaranteed to have no certain outcome. That's why you gotta be able to affect a change. I'm finna get off here so I can help these people and try and get them up with some people that can get them out the side of their road. Y'all stay blessed and highly favored for real. And y'all already know what I say about a hater and a man. Only reason they act like that cause she ain't raising right. Get what? Whole lot of shit gonna go on with this trucking in the next few months. If you out here and you in it to win it, stay in it to win it. Cause get what? When the sun come out, there's gonna be a whole lot of folk wish they had stayed in it to win it. But get what? I ain't got nothing but a smile for you. Cause I'm out here having a ball. Now let me help these folks and y'all have a good night. Also, Saturday we will be doing the sandwich. Appreciate you, T Mac. You already did your thing, man. Anybody want to make contributions or 1 hour consultation, $ JBUTLER 357 feeding the homies this weekend. Not just for Christmas, just because that's what we do. Also, Didi, love you. Everybody, we love y'all, man. Y'all be safe, and I'm gonna holler at my people and try and get them out the side of the road right quick, man. Love, peace. Hey, pre-trip and pray. I like that. Pre-trip and pray. That's my new little saying. Y'all pre-trip and pray, man.